Welcome all of you to our channel. Thank you for watching. My husband is very inconsiderate of other people's time, not including our daughters. I called him out on it as calmly and rationally as possible, and he's still mad about it. Me and my husband and our daughter are all stuck at home for the foreseeable future because of, the pandemic. He and I still have to work remotely, and we're struggling to find a balance. However, this morning, he and I agree I tried to do my concentration required work in the morning, and I do the same in the afternoon. On our non-concentration hours, we agreed to switch off on watching her and making sure she was entertained. So his shift with her is 9 to 1 and mine is 1 to 5. We are still doing some work, like replying to emails during our non-concentration hours. He promised her that before lunch, this is very important, he'd take her outside to draw with chalk in the driveway. She's pretty cooped up and bored, so she was really exciting and looking forward to it. At 11:30, I started making lunch and said, I'm starting to make lunch. At 11:47, it was ready to go in the oven, and I said, lunch is gonna be ready at 12:15, so if you wanna go outside with her, you should go soon. He acknowledged me, but seems lost in concentration on a work email. I have no idea if it was urgent or not. 12:15 rolls around. Lunch is ready, and he still hasn't taken her outside or told her or me he needs more time for work stuff. So our kid breaks down crying, thinking her dad forgot his promise to her. He's still concentrating on our work email. Meanwhile, I'm having to explain to our crying kid that daddy will take her out to draw with chalk after lunch. I don't think she or I would have cared if chalk time was before or after lunch if he had just communicated about it. The reason I take issue with this so much is that he does the same thing to me. I've had to talk to him twice in the past few weeks, and more often than that over the years, about telling me, this will only take 10 minutes. Like taking a work call before we go to lunch on my work from home days, and it ends up taking an hour. I can't disturb him during a work call, so I'm just sitting there not knowing if I can start something else in the meantime. I resent that he just can't poke his head out when he knows he's going to run overtime and say, I don't know how much longer this is gonna take, or I'm gonna be late. He keeps saying, I just lost track of time, like he doesn't have a clock right in front of him, or he has amnesia about the time frame he gave the other person. Nothing annoys me more than people who are inconsiderate about other people's time. When he's done it to me, I've said, hey, when you promise me that you're going to do something at a certain time, and then you lose track of time, and you don't, it feels inconsiderate. I don't mind that you need more time. I mind that you're not showing consideration for my time. When he did it to me, it was just annoying. Now that I see him doing it to our kid, I'm pissed. I'm not gonna let my kid think this kind of attention from people who care about is normal. When he sat down for lunch, you could tell I was annoyed, and as calmly as possible, I told him, when you lose track of time and don't fulfill what you said you were going to do for another person, that's hurtful. I just had to calm down our crying kid because of a hurtful habit you've done to me that you're now doing to her. He got annoyed, and I could tell he was pissed, and he just went, sorry, and got quiet. I was like, sorry, I am confused. When you only say sorry and don't admit that it was hurtful, or say what you're doing to do different next time. I don't feel like you understand why it's hurtful, and I don't feel like you're going to act differently in the future. It feels dismissive. He was visibly pissed at this point and was like, what do you want, a 7-point apology? In the past, I have asked for us to use the 4-point apology they recommend in counseling. 1. Express remorse. 2. Admit responsibility. 3. Make amends. 4. Promise it won't happen again. At that point, I said, when you exaggerate what I'm asking for into something ridiculous. It feels like you are minimizing my feeling and it makes it impossible to work things out. He thought it was ridiculous. I turned to our daughter and asked, Honey, when Daddy didn't take you out to play like he said he would, so how did you feel? And she replied, really sad, and my feelings were hurt. He absolutely went off at this point and was like, that was not fair. Do we need to talk about this 8 times? You're just rubbing it in. And yes, we were having this discussion, argument on his part, in front of our kid. I know better now that he can't keep his acts together to have a calm discussions in front of our kid. And it felt important to me to have her involved because I was standing up for her as well as myself. We have a major problem where I calm and standing up for myself or expressing a need, and he immediately gets defensive and hypervigilant, like I'm trying to attack him. He comes from a family where if he disagrees with his mom, she's absolute freak out. So he hasn't learned great conflict resolution skills. He told me I was being mean, rubbing it in. I told him I'm pouring out when something bothers me because I don't think it's productive to avoid conflict. He's still mad at me. He still thinks I shouldn't have asked our daughter about her feelings. He still thinks I was trying to attack him.
Thank you for watching our video. Don't forget to like, share video and leave your comments below. See you guys on the next episode.